Hi, lovelies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, lovelies. Today, hello, Faith. Hi, love. How's it going? How is it going in Kenya? Okay, today my house is in a mess. I'm trying to get things going. Napanga nguo. So, live chat. Welcome. Today, I was watching this video. And okay, anyway, this video by Reese Waters. Reese Waters. I know Kenya right now is too sunny. December is too sunny in Kenya. I know. Burning. Sorry, no. Okay, what am I having amnesia? In March. Woi. Nasahau, and I just paid rent. What the hell? Oh, March, kunaanza mvua. It will start raining soon in Kenya. Kamvua, kakuje. Eh? I know. Mimi nimezeeka officially. Officially. Maisha. Napanga nguo. My clothes. My dryer haifanyi kazi. So na siwezi na kunanyesha, so I can't, siwezi anika nguo nje. Nikaanika nguo kwa nyumba. So ninapanga low key. Ninapanga nguo. Anurag Yadav. Hi, love. Welcome. Anyway, have you seen this video? I was watching this video by Reese Waters. He was talking about farmers in Nebraska who are now crying that they voted for Trump, but now they can't get funds for their farms. They voted. You voted for yourself to be run out of business. Me, first of all, I don't feel sorry for farmers who voted for Trump. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Actions have consequences. And you know, when people we all learn through mistakes, you know? So when you make a bad decision and then you face your consequences, that's okay, that's life. That's life making you sharper and smarter. So that's why I don't feel sorry for any farmers. Sorry. It's your faithful moment. Powerful, whatever you call it. Cry me a river, oh, cry me an ocean, oh, cry me a river, oh, cry me a river. So farmers in Nebraska, they're like, we're going broke. We don't have money because of Trump. They voted for this man, like me. Don't ask me, don't ask me. Don't make stupid decisions in your life and then you come crying to people. Like, this is how much I'm crying for you. Very sad indeed. Inside, I'm like, jeez. I know that's my villain laughter. I don't care. We can deport those farmers to Mars. Go back to Mars. You don't deserve to be farmers if all you can do is vote against your own economy, industry. I don't care. I don't care. So anyway, somebody was saying that it doesn't matter what you say. There are white people who will burn this nation to the ground if they know they can hurt somebody named Devonte. You know, if you know, Devonte is typically a name for a black man. You know, they will burn the country to the ground if they think, you know, they are going to be slightly better. If you can, because somebody said, if you can convince the average white guy that he is slightly better than a black man, just slightly, he will give you his vote and his money. He will fall into that cult. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Farmers in Nebraska, they voted against their own industry, against their workers, against people who work for them. I'm like, I don't care for those white farmers. I don't care. Like, this is how I'm crying for them. That much. I don't care. You can burn the nation to the ground, you know, because you think it's going to hurt somebody else. But then that bitch karma, that bitch we call karma is the bitch that never misses, never never misses. I tell you, if you're not led by the spirit of love, by the spirit of God, and you try to hurt other people, God will find a way to bring it back to you. What goes round comes back around. So those are my 2 cents of complaining. By the time, I can promise you this, by the time we are at the second year of Trump's administration, some people will be pulling their hair. People will be regretting their vote. People, I prophesy, let me prophesy. You will be crying. You will be crying. People are complaining at the price of eggs because eggs are now like what? $8? Wait until eggs hit a whooping $17. Yep. Right? If those tariffs go into effect, finished. Arnell says, how come I don't like the beach? I love the beach. I love the beach. It's been raining. It's been raining the last 2 days, and when it rains, you typically don't want to go to the beach when it rains because, you know, it's like all the dirt from the flowing rain goes into the water. So you don't want to go to the beach at that time. But I went for a run this morning. I went running because, you know, when it rains, the good thing, when it rains, everything is also very fresh. You know, the air is nice. So I went running. And I feel refreshed. My place is in a mess. That's what I'm cleaning this morning. Doing laundry. Kind of like just folding laundry that's been lying around because my dryer is off. My dryer is down. I need to redo my hair. Boom. As I watch the news, I'm watching the news. People are protesting. I'm like, I'm not protesting. You know, you protest with your vote. If you can't vote in a democracy, you wake up in an oligarchy. Roland Martin, whatever you call him, is like this. I'm crying for farmers in Nebraska. Nobody cares about farmers in Nebraska or farmers in the US who don't have funding anymore. How can you vote yourself out of a job? Stupid. Oh wait, I have more clothes that I'm buying. Oh, why this is not balancing? It's because it's on a freaking yoga block. I love the beach. I love the beach. When people do things, you know, mistakes in their lives, and then they want other people to feel sorry for them, especially if they make them, well, they were trying to hurt other people. I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm like, cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Tell them to cry you a river. Hmm? You don't have to say what you did. We already know. Hmm? Tell them. They were voting for other people to experience hardship. They didn't know they were voting for their own hardships. They didn't care. Now they're like, oh, we don't have funding for our farms and we voted for Donald Trump. I'm like, you don't have to say what you did. We know how you did. You know how you did. The workers that work for you, you know, most of the workers that work for them are Mexicans. And their employers, those white farmers in Nebraska, they voted for their employees to be deported. Imagine working for somebody like that. Doesn't care. And now their funding also was taken away. And now they want everybody to feel sorry for them. I'm like, jeez. I will pray for you that you see the light. I will pray that you see the light. But cry me a river. I will not waste my sympathies on Nebraska farmers. They were happy to vote for other people to suffer. Now they are suffering. Now they suffer, and I'm like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. Everybody who wants to harm you in this lifetime, just know there's a divine justice coming. God doesn't miss in his punishment. And God does not care whether you're white or black. His punishment never misses. The good thing about God, he can give you chances. He can give you a lot of chances to change your ways, to grow, to become a better human being, to be more kind, to be more generous, to learn from your selfish ways. He gives you chances to take care of the poverty that comes from your own heart. God does that. He does that to all of us. He's very generous. But when we don't listen, punishment is going to come. And he never misses. Because if you've lived life like me, I've lived life so long. Like I'm old enough right now to tell you that your actions will always have consequences. All the time. Actions will always have consequences. So if you don't learn from mistakes, if you keep doing wrong things, like voting for other people's rights to be taken away, if you keep doing that, you will end up at some point voting against your own rights to be taken away from you. It's the way it's the law. It's the law. It's the law. So you can burn America to the ground thinking, oh, I'm doing this for Devonte. And then karma be like, yeah, you also voted against your own rights. Right here, you didn't see this one coming. Because karma is like that. Life is like that. It's a small lesson, but some people take it so long to understand that. You cannot harm other people and spare yourself. That's the spiritual law. When the Bible says give and it will come back to you, is that whatever you give will come back to you. If you're going to vote for other people's rights to be taken away from them, it's also going to come back to you. It's the law of giving. You give and it comes back to you. What goes round comes back right around. Because that bitch karma never misses at all. At all. So I will stay here laughing. Me, I don't even cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. We are in the find out season. And tell you, I can prophesy when we're in the second year of this administration, people will have learned their lesson. People will have learned their lesson. It's barely 2 months and people are out in the streets protesting. Republicans are protesting in their town halls. This is not what we voted for. This is what you voted for. This is exactly what you voted for. I don't even know how people are blind. Now they're like, this is not what we voted for. We voted for prices to go down. Prices are going down. The stock market prices. Not the price of eggs. But the prices are coming down. The stock market prices, I mean. People will not have the patience to go through the hard time that is coming. They will not. They will not have the patience to wait for the hard time that is coming. I saw this one nurse, she was saying She's a white woman. So don't think it's only black people experiencing hardships, because I know most of you voted for black people to experience hardships because you think, oh, they are black, they can take it. This white woman was saying she works as a nurse. She has a husband. He's also working and they are making good money. But life is so expensive right now, they still cannot make ends meet. You know? Welcome to poverty. See how we struggle to live. We are all struggling to live. And you're voting against all of us, all of our interest on how we should live our lives. Give more money to the oligarchy. They are going to squeeze the life out of you. Especially, I'm telling you, if you work a job, they are going to squeeze the life out of you. You know, we are all energy. And when you get a job, they're leveraging your energy and your time. They are going to squeeze every buck out of the people who are working jobs. Just wait. Because get what? When prices go high, who gains? The corporations. They gain. The corporations, they work as economies of scale. They are big businesses. So even if you raise the price of eggs, corporations will still thrive. Who ends up getting swindled? It's the working class and the small businesses. Those are going to be the biggest losers in this economy in the next 4 years. And maybe that impact, I promise you that impact is also going to go into the next, like 2028, it will still continue, that impact of crushing small businesses so that corporations can have a footing. And when you crush the small businessman and you enslave the working class because you've destroyed abilities to even start a business, Halima, love, I'm just sorry, I'm yapping too much. I'm yapping away. But I just feel like our generation and the younger generations, they miss the point of the trend. They miss the trend is that if prices go up and you're working and your salary is not going up, who gets squeezed is the working person, because now they have to pay more and they have to work more hours for money that doesn't go a longer term because the prices are high. That's how the middle class is always getting squeezed by the rich, right? And that money goes to corporations. So if you see like people in Nebraska, the small farmers, they were doing well under the Biden administration because Biden was subsidizing them so that they can stay in business, because in reality it's very, very difficult for small farmers, and this is also in Africa too. It's very hard for small farmers to compete if the government is not helping them. Big corporations, people like corporations like Monsanto's, and the ones that manufacture GMO food that's not organic, if you crush the small farmers, you give them room. You give them room for these corporations to thrive. Now this is what Nebraska farmers did. The people that helped them thrive, the migrants that helped them thrive, they voted for them to be deported. And now those migrants, they don't want to show up to the farm because guess what? They know their employers hate them, they loathe them, and they want them deported. So will you show up to work when you know that your employer is MAGA and wants you to deported, is a white farmer who wants you to get deported? No, you're not going to go to work. So what happens to the food in the farm right now? That food gets rotten because, you know, food has a shelf life. You know, food is not like this short. Food will go bad. And now, obviously, they are going to experience losses because they don't have people to help them harvest and, you know, weed and do whatever things that farm workers help them do. Because they voted for a government that will deport their workers. But what they did not know when they were doing this, they also voted for a government that will take away subsidies. You know, the government usually helps these farmers with fertilizer, with contracts, you know, helping them with money. Just give them money for seeds, for things. They just, for equipment, the government just gives them money. But that was the Biden. That was not the Republican Party. That was the Democratic Party that they voted out of power. So now they don't have that. They don't have their subsidies no more, and they don't have their workers. They voted to crush their own industry. Can you feel sorry for people like that? Stupidity. I can feel stupid is stupid. I don't even have the patience. Like, I have the least patience for stupid people. You sit there, you know, you can crush your own family, your own business, because you don't want Devonte to succeed in life. Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did. Don't feel sorry for white farmers in Nebraska. Don't. They can cry you a river. Don't feel sorry. Don't feel sorry, or don't. Now, what they will do, the funny thing is, when you do such a thing, when you're not able to pay your bills because you are waiting on a government contract that you voted out because you had had enough, those farmers might lose their family homes, they might lose their farms, you know, because they're not able to pay their bills because they were getting subsidized. And you keep telling people that they are DEI, when all you're doing is getting subsidized your whole life, and you're calling people DEI. Shame on them. They can afford ignorance. They don't even know which party helps them. You know? Because all they cared, you know, is for their whiteness. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said white people have to get over their whiteness. I know there are some people, there are Democrats who've already gotten over their whiteness because they realized, like, hey, there's nothing to gain here. I don't care.
Around and find out, MAGA edition, cattle ranchers in the state of Nebraska who voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump fear the impact on their businesses when Donald Trump implements his mass deportation program that he campaigned on for almost 2 years, that they voted for. And now they're realizing that if he actually implements it, they'll go bankrupt.
You go bankrupt? I don't, you know, let me tell you, when people hate you because of your dark skin, God is watching. God, like, there are things that will blind you. Hate is so blinding. Hate is so blinding that you can vote yourself out of business because you're blinded by hate. It's all right there in the gospel. It's right there in the gospel. That's why the gospel tells you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Didn't Christ tell you that, farmers of Nebraska? Didn't Christ just tell you to avoid the devil and love your neighbor as you love, and love your neighbor as you love yourself? You thought it was a joke. You thought, like, this Christ thing doesn't work for you. It doesn't apply because you're a white farmer in Nebraska. Hello. Yep. It applies because the gospel never lies. The gospel is the truth. You know, I am a mental health advocate, and everything I have studied from the Bible just brings you good mental health. whether it's loving your neighbor as you love yourself, whether it's being an honest person, being honest in business, you know, avoiding any sorts of like hypocrisy. Those things, they do you well in the end. They do you well in the end. And I'm telling you, you might think that this is just going to be farmers of Nebraska that are going to suffer. But I'm telling you, let's just wait for the education system. Wait for the education system, for the breakdown of the education system to go down. If you have kids with autism and you voted for MAGA, there goes your funding for your children down. You know, for old people, especially boomers, you voted Medicaid out of the picture, healthcare, and you're old, and you voted for healthcare to be taken away. I'm telling you, this season is going to be the humbling season of white people. They will get over it, their whiteness. They'll get over it. It will going to humble. It's going to humble people. It's going to humble you. You're gonna get humbled. Because the word of God doesn't lie. The truth is true today, yesterday, and the next day. You know, you can't just go there thinking that if you don't love your neighbors, if you hurt them, that you're never going, that nothing is going to go, like it's never going to come back to you. In the same way, I think like soldiers, yes, they are doing their right to protect their countries and everything, but killing people ends up harming you, whether you are a soldier in duty or not. That's why you listen to the voice of God when He tells you, for your good mental health, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit murder. It's not that God is trying to protect your enemy. He's trying to protect you. He's trying to protect your mental health. Because there are things that the human brain is not designed to live with. That's just things, unless you're a total psychopath. This season, we'll be finding out. The next 4 years, I'm telling you, they are going to be tough ones for some people living here in the US. I tell you, majority of the people that are going to be severely impacted will be white people, especially white women. You will see, you're going to see. When they start realizing the impact of what they voted for, it's going to be very humbling. I will not shed a tear. I will not shed a tear. As I've grown older, I have learned now I need to have a thick skin. I have to have a thick skin. You can't protect and feel sorry and get hurt every time when people do things to hurt themselves, and you keep telling them, don't do this, you know. If they want to touch the fire, let them touch the fire. Let them get burnt. Let it hurt a little bit. And then they learn their lesson. Because we all learn through mistakes. I guess that's the natural process of learning. Right. Because the oligarchy does not want to spare anybody. What's the ideal future that America is moving is to crush small businesses, give more room for corporations, so everybody is enslaved by corporations. That's the trend. That's where we are moving. You know, people think it's a joke. Starting a business right now for small companies, it's going to be very difficult, especially when you have to pay double because of the tariffs. It's very difficult for somebody, for small businesses right now. I saw a woman, she was like, back in 2020 when tariffs started, you know, we almost did not survive. And she thought like they were out of the woods, but now she's like, with the new tariffs, she's like, I don't even think my business will start. Because I started a business in 2020 and it didn't go well because of the tariffs. So I know firsthand that if you're a small business trying to even start, especially in a place like California, when everything is just too expensive, it's just very, very difficult, you know. But, you know, I can live with, I can manage poverty. I'm not even ashamed of poverty anymore. You know, I'm not even ashamed anymore of poverty, you know. Just being economical, like living economically. That's my new strategy, to be economical in my life. You know, I don't need like expensive things, like way too expensive things. I wake up, I work out to make sure that I have good health. You know, I normally eat very healthy. um, I avoid things like sugar, bread. I avoid food that will make me sick, basically. I'm okay, you know. You can see me, I don't wear things expensive. I don't wear like, you know, luxury brands. I don't need to have Gucci and, you know, brand names. I don't need all that. Mhm. Welcome to poverty and managing your life as you are without all the, you know. We can manage because nobody has been subsidizing me for the longest time. The people who are about to lose their businesses, like those farmers in Nebraska, those are the ones who have a problem. Those are the ones that will have a problem because they were living the high life and now they have to downgrade. I don't have to really downgrade because I wasn't like living the upgraded lifestyle. So for me, it don't matter. It's the people who have to downgrade. You know, sell your farm and go get a job. Huh? Sell your farms, Nebraska, and go get a job. Work for Monsanto's as they process GMO food for us, you know, because that's what you wanted, that's what you voted for. Welcome to living humbly, to living a humble life. Man, I gotta go. Continue cleaning this place up. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I know you guys don't want to talk. Maybe. I don't know why. But always remember, whatever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto God. And God was there watching. God was there watching Nebraska farmers as they voted for migrants to be booted out, and he was there watching, and he was like, if you do this, this will hurt you. It will take away your farmland. It will take... God has justice. His justice is rooted in his holiness and his love and mercy and grace. That's where his justice is rooted. So don't feel sorry for the Nebraska white farmers. Don't feel sorry for them. They voted for other people's livelihood to be taken away from them, and then, karma as it is, God took it away from them. They will not be the only people who are going to suffer because of their decisions. They will not be the only ones who are going to cry. for what they have done to this nation. They will not be the only ones. I tell you, by the second year, by the time we get to the second, to the next like by-elections, by the time we get to the next by-elections in 2 years, people will be waving a white flag in surrender to the oligarchy. Yes, yes, I said it. I said it. Tough times are ahead. If you have money right now, start saving. Start putting money away, because prices are just going to be higher. This is not time to spend money. This is not the time to go out spending money like there is no tomorrow, living it up like there is no tomorrow. This is not the time to do that. This is not the time to do that. Tough times in the world economy are coming, because you see who's in power. He doesn't care. The thing is, they say they don't care about the prices. The only price coming down is the stock market prices. So if you want to really do good, just go and buy stocks right now, because the prices are low. Everything else is going to go up, up, up. That's where we are at. Don't feel sorry for anybody, especially the people who voted right. They knew this was coming, but they thought it was just going to hurt Black people. And it's not just going to hurt Black people, so don't feel sorry for them. It's going to hurt every race. Every race is going to be affected by this economic downturn. Everybody is going to face the consequences. So don't feel sorry for anybody, especially people who voted for your rights to be taken away.